Hello, William Johnson here. In this episode, I want to give you a couple ideas, practice methods that I have done in the past and to this day in practicing time signatures and note values. And for me, more particularly, different time signatures. Now, what I usually do is I'll take a metronome, and you can use one on your smartphone, which is what I prefer. I have a couple different ones that I use on one in particular, actually, on my smartphone. And if you don't have a smartphone, if you don't have one like this, a metronome, you can also get one if you have the internet, get one online for free. So let's start with time signatures. One of the things that I've done is I'll take a time signature that I'm not as quite used to. Let's just say it was 7/4. I've gotten to the point where I can count 7/4 pretty good, but let's just say it was 7/4. I can take this metronome and I got the tempo, the speed, the beats per minute, but I can change the beat pattern to 7. So now it's at 76 beats per minute, but now it's counting out loud for me in quarter notes. Beep, or beep, 2, 3, 4 to 7, and then it starts over, right, with the different pitch in the beat there. So you can take a metronome like this, set it to that time signature. Now you could be at your desk or in your car, and instead of listening to a song for a few minutes a day, you can listen to that time signature. Sounds really boring, sounds a little mundane or over the top, but this has helped me out a lot. And the idea here is that you're internalizing, you're memorizing that particular time signature so that you can express yourself naturally within that time signature. You can live within that normally. It's like a language. Think of it like a language. If you don't speak a language very well, it's harder to express your ideas, right? Well, in a different time signature, it might be harder for you to express your ideas. You're so focused on counting that you can't have as much fun or enjoyment or do different things that you would like to. Be more experimental. You could be more experimental and expressive when you live within that time signature naturally. So that's one of the things that I've done. Now, for me, 4/4 is quite natural, like a lot of people in the United States, as well as 6/8 and 12/8 because of the different types of music that I've played over the years and grew up listening to. So I can play 12/8 in a 12/8 feel in a 4/4 song quite naturally because I'm used to that time signature. But if I wasn't, I could take my metronome, set it there, put it in the passenger seat while I'm driving, and just listen to that time signature. And this is actually something that I do. If I have an event coming up and say it's in 5/8, that song that I need to, and I want to be able to just enjoy and not stress so much because I'm trying to hit the kick drum or I'm trying to hit whatever low drum it is right on beat 1 or beat 2 or beat 3. I want to be able to know and count naturally. Then I just got to listen to it over and over and over. And getting a metronome that can actually do that and just turning the metronome on and listening to it really helps. I think it's something that you should do even if you're not playing within those time signatures, just to experiment and challenge yourself. Now, note values. You can do the same thing. I'm going to give you an exercise that I do and I teach my students that we do with different tempos, but you can also do the same thing that you did a time signature with different note values. You can change it to quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, dotted notes, whatever you have on your metronome, and you can just practice tapping along to that note value with the metronome. And what this does is it really causes you to internalize the actual note value. Now, so I've got it counting quarter notes at 76 beats per minute, okay? And what we're going to do is play quarter notes for 2 bars. Then play eighth notes for 2 bars. Then we're going to play 16th notes for 2 bars. So we've got a few different note patterns up here, all right? And so it'll sound something like this. 2, 3, 4, again. 2, 3, 4. Now eighth notes. 2 and 3 and 4 and again. And 2, 3 and 4 and 16th note. 3E and a 4E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a back to quarter notes again. 2, 3, 4 eighth notes and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 16th notes. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and stop. Now, what you want to do when you do this is also practice. You notice I had these little lines here. You probably were wondering what that was. It's like the third or fourth time I've tried to do this video, record this video. So they were already up here for the previous time. Anyways, this is what you really want to zone in on, is when you change from quarter notes to eighth notes to 16th notes to whatever else notes you're practicing. Okay? It could be half notes, whatever. It could be 30-second notes. What I find is a lot of times people can turn on a metronome and they can change. Let's say they could tap along. I didn't change the beats per minute, but they could tap along to this all day long. But the minute that changes to some other type of note, that change might be a little bit loose, more loose than it should be, a little sloppier than it should be. For instance, right, let me change this back to quarter notes, and I'll go to 16th notes, right? 3, 4. Did you notice how it took me a minute to get right on it? Now, if you're playing a song, it might not sound as bad, but it's not tight. And if you got 3, 4 people doing this in a band, it becomes noticeable. If you're the drummer and you have to play a certain very important fill or transition, it starts affecting the music. So you really want to focus on, it's the transition. It's that's what it gets down to. And if there's a problem there, you can practice the exercise like I mentioned, or actually find out what transitions you mess up on. If you're constantly going off a little bit when you change from 8th notes to 16th notes, practice 16th notes by themselves. Practice 16th notes by themselves with the metronome. Just tap. You want to internalize this and be able to sing the rhythm out. Or practice 8th notes, turn the metronome on to 8th notes, right? And then tap 16th notes. Now, this is where this is going to be a little more difficult, but now we can take it back down, let's say to quarter notes, or let's go back up to 8th notes. The metronome singing out at 8th notes, and I'm going to tap with my foot. I'm actually tapping with my foot. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now sing 16th notes. 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Now you're listening to 8th notes at a certain tempo while tapping quarter notes, right? That's what I was representing because you don't see my foot on camera. And then singing out a whole nother note. So you're doing 3 different things, and what you're doing is really working on that ability to count while playing. That will help enhance that later. It also sets you up for syncopation, okay? And we'll talk about syncopation and polyrhythms in another Musical Minutes episode. Hopefully these ideas will help you. If you glean something, if this helps you, you can come back, comment, or even comment now if this episode helps you out. Thank you for watching. God bless you. I love you all. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. Happy New Year. And I'll see you soon.